Hello everybody. So, new channel, Hopped Up Garage. It's an old take on Turbo 296, which was my channel way back in the day. Been a bit of a break. It'd be like that. This is the OG Turbo from 2008. It was a Turbo 5.3 4L60E, which got blowed up, 15,000 times because 60s. However, currently it is a 6-liter NA for the moment. A little dirty. It'd be like that. It does have the 60 back in it. We're building the 80, and I still have to daily drive, working on airplanes and stuff. I got to have something to drive. It's kind of basic right now. Got good rods, flat top pistons, LQ9, but it's getting there. So, however, this ain't what we're working on today.
Action.
All right, so today, instead of the Turbo, we're working on the Turbo Colorado. Nice little piece. However, all the things that used to be in the Turbo are now in here. That's my son's truck, which he's on a channel filming right now. It's cool. We got a really, it's a 78 millimeter Terminetics Turbo T4 backside. I got this at, 2008 when I originally turbocharged the Turbo. It's an LS1 with LS6 pistons, LS6 rods. So it's essentially an LS6 with the heads, with a truck intake manifold because they work good. Today, his oil pressure is a little chumpy. It's an old oil pump, so we're going to throw in a high pressure milling oil pump. Not a high flow like, L92, DOD kind of stuff, because then you suck the pump dry. But it does have mat and push rods. It's got a BTR cam, a turbo cam. It's not exactly the right one that we want. It's like a 232, 235 on a 113. I like a more NA cam for a turbo. That's just me. It works. You don't like it, then don't do it. It's fine. We got to pop the water pump off, the crank pulley off, and drop the oil pan down a little bit, swap out the oil pump. We also have a steam vent. LS motors back in the day were known for, 7 and 8 piston get really hot and they blow up. It's not actually the case. It's because they blocked off the steam ports on the back, which steam doesn't cool, in case anybody didn't know that. So you need a steam port that vents what would become steam to the front, back into the radiator, so water can actually get around the coolant passages of 7 and 8, and the rest of it. And that helps to keep everything cool. Which, if it's not cool, rings expand. Rings are really, they like to battle piston lands. Or ring lands, which break ring lands, and it's not fun. Then your motor blows up. So we are going to take the intake off, put the steam port kit in, water pump off, and do all the things. Basic LS stuff, because everybody LS is things and stuff. Now
we're going to put it on the fast video thing.
Yeah, that makes more sense. That was too long.
We got some brake stuff we're going to do. We're gonna do
We are
boost
going to
controller. We'll get to that. We're just gonna go ahead.
Oh
and take
yeah,
the
this
intake
got
off.
a fatty rear end. I mean, she thickums for Colorado, which those are not wheel spacers. That's the big rear end, 9.5-inch semi float from a van. Because the factory rear end in this thing, in case y'all didn't know, it's not real. Yay! It
I 232'd it and blew it up.
yeah, he kind of the bar that goes in the middle. If you don't know, maybe you know, you got your axles that come in. You got the separation bar in the middle for a C-clip style rear end, and that holds the axles out, and the C-clips keep them from coming out. Well, this boy decided to 232 it, and the little bar that's in the middle sawed it in half.
Yep. I'll insert a clip. I still have that video of me
Yeah.
pulling the diff cover off. Yep.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
legitimately was like I don't even know, a sawzall. I'm going to have to beat all these in and take this one out. Something.
It just blew it apart.
Yeah.
I mean, that was back when we had just put the manual in there because I blew up the Ford L60E.
He was a young buck.
I was 16.
It'd be like that.
I was off-roading it and it overheated and the transmission said, I'm good. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. So currently, now it has a bone stock 480E that we did, the basic mods to, factory torque converter. So it's not like super fast off the line, but
It's good. It's good at roll racing. It'll downshift and haul ass, but
with the daddy tune.
Yeah. We'll get into that later. But
Yes.
I mean, we got this 4L80E that we got to put all the goodies in. Mm-hmm. We got that going into that, but that's for later as well. Mm-hmm. We just starting. We gonna figure it out, one step at a time.
We're getting there.
So we're gonna put it on a quick video. What is that called? The quick video
time lapse.
Time lapse. Thank you. I was spacing there for a second. Now, so there's 14 bolt. It's got disc brakes because the 14 bolt came out of a 2500 Suburban. But
oh yeah, it was a Suburban, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a. Hold on for a second. It was a 2500 Suburban that it came out of. Mm-hmm. Then because it had the 8-lug axles, because it's a 2500 Suburban.
Yeah.
We snatched some axles out of a 2500 Express van that had 6-lug, but it had drum brakes. So this is, it was
spacers and
there's a spacer behind the rotor. We haven't figured out which rotor to run to make it fit perfectly in the caliper. So we got some wheel spacers behind the rotor to space it out properly.
However, the factory truck was rear drum, so if you got to smack the brakes, it's a little.
It don't like it.
She gets down on the back end, so that's why we got the proportioning valve.
Yeah, we
the
just gonna
ABS doesn't work anyway,
right?
So we're going to put the proportioning valve in place of the ABS. Drag truck. We don't need ABS.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We're working on it.
It's gonna be awesome.
We trying to get it ready so we can take it to the track, see what it'll do. But we also want to be able to stop, have plenty of oil pressure, and keep the motor cool. So we're gonna do this part first, and then hopefully down the road we can take it to the old Gainesville track, and see what she actually runs before and after a torque converter. Because I'll get a torque converter down the road. Not yet.
That would be, I mean, I have 3200 stall converter in my truck with the turbo. I've ran a stock one. Now, mind you, the 3200 is a Circle D, and cheese and rice. The Circle D converter is just. But I have also ran a Yank converter and
Heavy truck plus,
Big
car
boot,
parts.
yeah.
Don't.
The Yank converter was not.
So far,
booted up a
Circle
few
D,
times.
Circle D is the move.
Oh yeah, the Circle D converter was where I needed to be. I used one in a early Hemi Ram that I built. We did a 392 stroker kit on it, and went with Circle D. We were the first ones to have the Circle D converter for that particular truck, so we had to send in his converter so they could copy it, do all the things, and it was. I mean, he blew up a lot of transmissions, but the engine and the converter were just right there. I mean, amazing.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get to the time lapse. We'll get the intake torn off, get the water pump torn off, and we'll be right back.
it going. Old wheel's a little stubborn. Okay. Took a little longer than we thought, but we got no water leaks. We got the vent tubes venting. We got no fuel leaks. As you can see, it's doing a thing. And also, instead of 30 psi oil pressure, we now have 65-ish psi oil pressure, 60, 70 psi oil pressure.
Yeah.
So, we talked about this when we built it. The oil pressure was really low, and we weren't sure if it was a sensor kind of thing, like large clearances, because it had a tick in the valve train, but nothing else had any kind of issues. But we stopped driving it. We decided we need to go ahead and throw an oil pump in it. We did. Now she's rock steady. Also, fun note, we got a Colorado with a 2004 Tahoe computer system and wire harness in it, which can be done. Yes, it's a thing. You gotta have the ABS block installed to be on analog. And yes, it's probably a resistor value that it needs to ignore it. We haven't got that far. We just discovered it tonight. We'll get there when we get there. Right now, we'll just plug it in and swap it in. We still got to do the portioning valve so that we can, because they have rear drums, front disc, now it's got disc all the way around. So we got to put a top valve in it so it stops doing that. The weird booty shaped thing when you smack the brakes real hard. It's a little scary. Yeah. She's idling, sounding better than ever. I mean, she is.
You can go give her some blips if you want.
Ready to rock.
I don't think I've ever heard it from back there. It sounds crazy.
I'm excited. Now it's got all normal pressures.
Yeah. Now we just gotta
Get the brakes done so it's not so scary when you slow down. The speed up is fine. It's the slow down that's little shaky.
Well, we'll get to that in the morning.
Yeah.
We gotta go get some more tools.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So it's been a day. A little hurricane cleanup and all that kind of fun stuff. You know, Florida life. It's all good. We got the prop valve installed. Yes, it looks a little weird, but it is. I mean, it's sturdy. That's all good. The coolant bypass, steam port, whatever you want to call it, is done. Boost control is installed. We got manifold pressure hooked to the bottom of the wastegate. We got turbo pressure via the controller to the top of the wastegate. So one tries to open it, the other one tries to close it. That's, how that works. So I kind of wanted to go back over the engine we have here. All right. Met a real good friend way back in the day, Navy life, living in Maine. He bought a block from a guy. It was a 97, 98-ish LS1 block. He wanted to build a 383 stroker motor out of it. Well, turns out that time frame, 97, 98-ish, you're not supposed to bore. He took the machine shop. They said we can't bore it. And he didn't know what to do with it. And he's like, here, just have it. So it's literally been a coffee table in our household for 20 years. 22 years. Yeah. It's been a minute. So we were going to build an iron LS1, LS6, however you want to call it, using a 5.3, bore it, stroke it, or not stroke it, but bore it, put LS6 parts inside of it. And then it dawned on me, if we're using factory piston size of an LS1, LS6, then we don't need to bore anything. So we pulled that out. I had a blown up LS6, no, a blown up 6-liter that the mains were toast, mostly.
Yeah, the front main.
Right. This block had a couple bad main caps in it as well, so we took the good from each motor, put those in here, had a line honed. We honed the engine itself, didn't bore it, just honed it, put new rings on factory LS6 pistons with the good big rods, LS6 rods, whatever, Gen 4 rods. Threw those in here, 5.3 crank?
Yeah, it's got a 5.3 crank.
Yeah, 5.3 crank, which, yes, it's the same as all the others, but you still got to get it balanced because the LS1 stuff's technically a little bit heavier than the 5.3 stuff. Pistons are bigger. So that's what this is, a coffee table engine is what I'm getting at. So it's a coffee table LS6 at this point. Yeah, so we're going to see how that goes. Everything else is ready. Hopefully the prop valve keeps us from swinging our booty around when we go in high speed and have to smack the brake. We'll see. Let's go. We're going to test this thing. Got the boost controller set, so to speak, ish. Yeah, time for some fun. It's been a while since I had some boost.
you what though, that proportion valve, the pedal feels better, the slowdown feels better.
Yeah, it isn't. Over here, it doesn't feel near as scary as it did before with the slow down.
Thanks for the blinker.
Yeah.
Use your blinker.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
So that guy uses blinker, that means I can go.
Yeah. Weird how it works. Yep.
So we don't know how much boost it made because it
Well,
made a lot of it.
pretty sure it stopped data logging because we need the new HB2 rules. That one's fun. But it flatlined at 210 kPa, so we know we're at least 14.5 or 14.7
Okay. Well, I'll
ES to
turn
the eyes.
I'd rather run 13 pounds boost that we know. When you can read boost from the front of the truck on that, the way everything's set up right now on that load, it's at 13 pounds boost.
I wonder if we ought to check it. I'm gonna stop it just so I can.
Well, I don't know if we'll be out of injector, but we might be out of fuel pump.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I meant.
Because let's go ahead and pause it right here.
So close it out. I think we need a new fuel pump now. No, another fuel pump. It's got a Hellcat pump in it and big injectors, but we're running low on fuel pressure, so we're gonna have to add a secondary fuel pump. And because I'm adding a whole lot of fuel that shouldn't have to be added. The percentages are wrong. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. If you watch, like, subscribe, please. We're working on the thing. You know, retired Davey doing our thing.